momentarily with this week's show. And good afternoon, Leland.
Good afternoon,
Good
Steve.
evening. I'm fine, thank you. Here in Wiltshire, Bad Habits countdown. I like doing the countdown, and people know that we're about to appear. Right. Okay. Now this week we're going to be looking around at the platforms that are available to broadcast at the moment, and sort of sharing our thoughts about where is the best place to broadcast from. Where should we start, Leland?
Wow. Well, we saw something maybe a little bit disturbing, we might say, the other day for us as broadcasters, and I'm not sure. And just before I get going here, I'm going to make sure that this gets shared out into the Born to Stream Live group over there on Facebook. So what I saw was someone posted in our Facebook group that Fire Talk has recently begun popping up, and they look like pop-up ads on the stream during the live show, which I thought was kind of interesting because I haven't heard anything about it. I haven't been notified by Fire Talk that they were going to start posting ads on our channels over there. And yet I've also watched some of the replays, and I have not seen them, like when we do our playlists for the 24/7 broadcasting, I have not seen the ads yet show up on the playlist playback. So I'm assuming they're only showing up on live streams. Have you seen these yet in real time, Stephen?
No, I haven't seen them at all, because most of the time when I'm on the platform, I'm actually in one of the chairs, and I've seen Eileen's screen capture of it, and that's about it. But I agree that, I mean, it changes the whole user experience, doesn't it? Yeah. It makes it, when people actually,
I don't know if anyone else is experiencing what I'm experiencing, and if you are watching this live on Facebook Live, please let us know if you have any sound issues, and we'll keep an eye on the feed to make sure. Stephen, I probably heard about half of what you said there, so I apologize. I didn't mean to interrupt or cut you off, but honestly, we're discussing the fact of where we should be live streaming, and we've just recently brought ourselves into the Blue Jeans network to do some beta testing, you might say, for their platform and see how well it works. And here at the beginning of our show, we're experiencing some serious audio glitches. So hopefully Mike Lucy, who I just saw liked the post, can leave a comment and Born to Stream and let us know how the audio is doing over there. I know right now I sound okay. Do I sound okay to you?
Yeah, there's slight timbre in the voice, but I can hear you. Can you hear me? That's the main thing.
Yep, I can now. So go ahead and repeat what you were saying, and I'll let you get through it. It is coming through crystal clear for Barbara, so I apologize if maybe I'm experiencing something that everyone else isn't, but I'm hoping that people are just now joining us. So go ahead, Stephen, let's start back with where we were.
I'm going to repeat where we're at. The platform we talk about is Fire Talk, which is a four-up platform where four people can chat on video at the same time. And we've been using this platform for quite a while now. And all of a sudden, beginning of last week, adverts started appearing. Not if you're a presenter, but if you're watching the screen. And they won't go away, will they? And nobody's been told about them.
Well, what I heard is that they're actually fading out the broadcast in order to present the advertisement, which I found, if this is happening during a live broadcast, is very unprofessional and very inappropriate to the broadcaster who's trying to use the platform as a means to get a message out there. When somebody's going to muffle their voice and put an advert over top of it, then that's almost uncalled for. What would be your reaction to that?
I agree. I mean, the platform that we're talking about, which we were singing the praises of earlier, is this one. I'm just going to switch over to it so you can actually see the platform that we're talking about. And it is, in fact, Fire Talk. Now, Fire Talk we've enjoyed using, and it is a pretty darn good platform because it's relatively stable. The people who run it and support it are very helpful, aren't they?
Oh, absolutely. I've gotten nothing but good response from Caitlin over at Fire Talk and Rush over at Fire Talk and some of the other individuals who work behind the scenes, obviously, that don't have a name that we know by uh, working with them on the platform, but obviously they do a lot to make things stay in tune and keep up with everything else. But I have seen some changes, and I think maybe some of it has to do with this merger with Snap, not to be confused with the new naming that's going on over at Snapchat. Snapchat is now renaming itself to Snap Inc., but it's Snap. There's actually another name for that. If you wanted to see the merger with Snap and Pal Talk, if you simply Google SNAP all in caps and head over to Google to find that, you'll find that it's actually Snap Interactive who is merging with Pal Talk, which is a dating service for the most part. So maybe there's some stuff going on over there that we're not ready for and that we're not really in the loop for hearing about, because I really hope they maintain this consistency of the featured channels and the ability for us to broadcast as for free. But I don't know,
Yeah, I mean, we have worked hard. I mean, it's yourself there with BCB Live. There's Eileen, there's Ross Brand, and there's Patricia, and we've all enjoyed using the platform. Not to mention Livestream Insiders, but what has happened in the last 2 weeks is that Livestream Insiders have moved over to Blue Jeans, and that's the problem, isn't it? We do have. I'm going to stop sharing my screen now. Hopefully, just give me a second. Stop sharing, and I'm going to come back. We do have this thing that if one platform doesn't perform, we can go to other platforms, can't we?
Oh, absolutely. And I know for my own sake, and I'm just responding to Barbara real quick in the Facebook group over in the Facebook chat. She mentioned that third-party software coming into Blue Jeans has been something that's been tested, and it does impact the audio-video experience here at Blue Jeans. So thank you, Barbara, for making that note, because it is important to me when I'm always broadcasting on a third-party platform for the most part, or a third-party software application or encoder, sorry. And Stephen, we were out last Tuesday, we broadcast from smiletime.com, which I'm actually loving the platform out there. If you all didn't miss it, or if you all did miss it, we have shared the link when Alex Krugloff, who's the CEO of SmileTime, aka / former head of content acquisition over at Hulu, he was out live last week in the office hours, and we got to sit with Alex for about an hour and a half, honestly, and it was a really good experience. My mug got shown on the front page of the video when it was broadcast to Facebook Live, and they've recently used that. You brought it to my attention, Stephen, that they used it as a promo ad on Facebook and broadcast it across the internets to everyone. So I'm kind of out there with my mug flying around representing Smile Time. I think it's kind of cool.
It is. I mean, basically, the live within 2 hours of the show itself, 600 views, and now I think it's up to about 1,600 views. Now, obviously, they've promoted it, which is good for them, because we are creating content. And when you get a group of broadcasters together, as you did with Alex, then that's gold. And promoting it and promoting the platform at the same time, and everybody who appeared in the video as well. So Fire Talk, we really enjoyed, and Blowing for Britain's on there, and will stay there, and other shows as well. I mean, I've got shows planned up to next February on Fire Talk, and it is a stable platform with good response. But we don't like from a viewer's perspective and a broadcaster's perspective, the use of adverts is just a bad move.
Well, I really hope that they managed to, or let's put it this way, I really hope that was like a non-disclosed rollout just to see how we might respond, and that I hope all of the broadcasters out there do respond in kind and let them know, hey, wait a minute, you guys did something without even letting us know what you were doing, and expect us to be happy with the fact that you're dumping advertisements on top of our live feeds, which is not acceptable, honestly, like we've just mentioned. So I hope that everyone that has a show out there, if they do experiencing this, or if they ask their audience if they're experiencing it really from their end, because as broadcasters, we don't always see this. that they let Fire Talk know, look, we're not happy with this idea. Yes, it's a free platform, but you didn't let us know we were going to do this. We really need to be warned ahead of time if you're going to do that, and then let us decide, is that something we want on our shows or not? So, let's hope that they open up communication a little better.
That would be fair. That would be fair to everybody. Right. Smile time. Is it time to smile?
I think so. You know why?
Okay.
One key feature, like what we're trying to do here with Blue Jeans right now, is I'm communicating with Barb Tomlin over on the side of the chat. I know Mike Lucy's over there on Born to Stream, and I apologize, folks, if we missed some of your comments, because obviously we're in a platform outside of Facebook. One thing that Smile Time is bringing to the table this week, sometime hopefully by the end of the week, is they're going to bring the Facebook comments into the live stream on Smile Time so that we can communicate with those comments on their platform. I thought that was huge. That's a real big plus moving forward.
It is, because we're in a situation where we're now currently at the moment monitoring my Facebook feed, the group Facebook feed, and if anybody shared it, I'm from there, doesn't it? So having the Facebook feed inside Smile Time makes life a lot easier. The Smile Time experience is a different experience.
Absolutely. And that's kind of where we're at. I'm going to share my screen real quick so people understand what we have to do. Is we're here. I'm on my Leland Best Live page, which I haven't even shared the feed with yet, but I wanted to show people. Stephen just mentioned this Smile Time video had about 1,200 views, and as of this morning, it's up to 2,167. So this video has had quite a reach from Smile Time across Facebook, and I know it has a lot to do with the Facebook ad that was attached to this video, but that's something we should consider when we're broadcasting to Facebook Live, is that we have that ability to use the Facebook ad platform to move our videos out to the masses and use this platform. Like here we have one share. Obviously that's great that we got a chance. And hello, Kim. Hello, John Upton. We have some folks over here on the main feed of Stephen Healy's page. And then if we head over to Born to Stream Live, we also have shared the feed over here. I shared it directly into our Facebook group, and Barb Tomlin, and I know Mike Lucy's over here watching, so we have all that going on. So it is difficult, Stephen, for us to monitor and manage a broadcast like this when we have all these feeds running at one time.
That's right. That's why on the Blue Jeans network, they've suggested that the feed goes out to Facebook, is monitored on Facebook, and you invite people in when the show, for the after show rather than the show itself. And that's how Krishna Day and Peter Stewart did it on Sunday. They had a half-hour show and then invited myself and Bob in, and we chatted for about half an hour until I had to go and cook.
Like that. Yeah, I think that's huge, Stephen, because we demonstrated that the day we were live. It was you, myself, Barb Tomlin, several others with Cindy over at Blue Jeans, and what we discovered is that we could stop the broadcast while we were out on Facebook Live, and then while we didn't leave the room at all. We all stayed together in the room, and then we restarted the broadcast simply by turning it off and turning it back on into the Facebook group. And you made a fantastic point that not only could we do that as an after show, but we could do that as a pre-show, and we could come out here and get everybody together, like huddle up, do the rah-rah session before the show starts, and then do the show, and then end the show in maybe even another Facebook group or in an event, whatever you want. And that's pretty cool, really, when you think about it.
Yeah, it is. But pre-show, post-show, and the show itself, all separate recordings, or not, as the case may be, and all going to Facebook Live or not. It's a free choice. The other thing I noticed, though, is if you do split a show into two, it confuses Facebook a little, because the URL for the video is the same. If you do two takes, the URL for the video is the same. That's the only downside. But the other thing that I really appreciated today, after I got over the shock, was that you're a moderator here today, as I am, and we can't do this in any other system, but you came in here and you were able to start the show. Yeah. So if you have a show where two people are involved, either of you can start the show, and either of you can go live, and either of you can share the screen. It's just
It's convenient.
Well,
very much so.
Yeah, it's very, very convenient. Yeah. And in showing your screen, you shared a video when we're doing the sort of quick check through. Can we go through that again?
Sure can. I can head over here and I'll give this as a slight demonstration because I thought this was kind of cute. This went through my feed earlier today, and this is just a little bit of a spoof on the way people use their Facebook profiles and the names they create. So, Stephen, let me know right away whether or not the audio is working. Just nod your head or put your finger up in the air so I know for sure, and we'll let this play for just a minute. This is about a minute and a half.
Okay.
It's Britney, bitch.
Yeah, that's good.
What?
You got the taste that can't resist, can't resist, can't resist. That E to the B. Oh, Pizza Hut, everybody fried chicken at a Pizza Hut. Oh, Pizza Hut, Pizza Hut. The course that I turn and I dream of what I see. I'm a hero.
And any girl like you deserves a gentleman. I know I can treat you better than he can.
This is crazy, but here's my number, so call me maybe. Oh, Sherry, amor, I wish that you were mine.
It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas everywhere you go.
So obviously we should give Carl Bradbury kudos for that little video that was put together for our entertainment.
Indeed. Right, just to point that was
share video this way, so we do have that option available.
That was coming straight from a screen share. It wasn't through vMix or anything like that.
Yep, absolutely. I just did a desktop share with a full screen display so that I could broadcast. Now, of course, I do have one tweak that's available to me that I was able to do, and that was with the desktop sharing. I have a separate audio feed for the desktop share that I can control the volume a little better so that it doesn't get really loud. We adjusted that a little bit before the show between Stephen and I. So not to say people can't do this themselves through their own desktops. It's just that I do have two screens, two displays, and the separate audio mix so that I can feed the video audio a little bit differently than what I would do off my mic. And that's about it. Not that big.
Okay. But it's impressive. Now, just here, we can have, as we did earlier in the week, we can have up to 9 people on screen.
Yep.
You can have another 91 waiting to come in, so that's 100 people in total could be involved on the video.
Crazy.
Yeah, it is crazy. Within this room, we can have 5,000. Obviously, no limits on the Facebook audience, and thank you to everybody who's watching us on Facebook. If anybody wants to come in, we'll be closing this session on the Facebook Live and then having the after show here. We'll post a link then for you to join us. The other thing we've got chat within the program itself. We have ability to share video and to share our screen as well and take questions and answers. And it's a professional setup, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so. The one thing I do see missing from this particular platform, and we have the Q&A, we have the screen sharing, we have the chat that's behind the scenes that people would not be able to see normally on a broadcast. So I do see that one of the issues is all of the commenting from those watching on the social media platforms has to be done outside through Facebook. Then we have the onboard chatting, which isn't really something that's displayed during the show unless you're actually inside the platform. So there's the Q&A is a little bit limited, but we didn't mention one thing, Stephen, and that was the fact that the Q&A, we can broadcast questions as moderators. We can at least send out a broadcast to those who are here as presenters that we can put in their face if they're here on the platform with us, as like a cue card that shows up on screen. But we can't do that if we can't broadcast that out to the people who aren't here inside the platform. that was one thing I really loved about Smile Time versus this platform. The other thing is there's really no monetization model here. This is strictly enterprise level. It's more for conferencing. It's more for, community building than it is as a monetary platform to broadcast a show that creates an income, that builds a marketing channel, anything of that nature. That's where I do believe Smile Time is going to come into play. Huza has actually already done that ability on their end to bring in items or products that you want to sell. You have this little tab off to the side that's called a shop, where you can actually put your products online and then connect it to either Patreon or PayPal. We have the same thing going on right now with Busker, if you have heard. Busker, the online live streaming app, is now offering people, it's similar to Periscope, but it's offering people the ability to post a feed during the show where people can purchase items from you through the app. So that's a huge thing that's going out. And, obviously, I believe Snap is also, what I would have said was Snapchat, but I have to call it Snap now, is also looking into monetization models for their platform. And I got one for you, Stephen. What about these new Snap glasses that are out on the market? Have you seen the Snap glasses?
I've seen the glasses, a cross between Google glasses and dark glasses, sunglasses, and
Yes.
yeah. I'm interested in your take.
Much cheaper than the Google goggles. I guarantee you that. They're looking at $130 price point for these goggles these glasses when they come out. They're going to offer like a 10-second video clip catch that it can grab while you're out there. I believe it's just a button on the side of the glasses. I haven't read all the articles yet, Stephen, so I'm just throwing it out there. I didn't know if you've gotten in deep with that yet or not, but I know the buzz out there is much greater than it ever was with Google glasses, because there isn't really going to be, I don't think, much of a waiting line. They're going to produce these products and make them available to the public rather than a small beta testing group. I think they've been doing their beta testing behind the scenes, and now they're ready to put this product out to market for the masses. So let's see what happens. At $130, I think a lot more people are going to be able to afford it.
I agree. I mean, the Google Glass was a shock, wasn't it, to everybody? Privacy concerns, and basically anybody who was wearing them was shunned. There might be a different approach with the stylish glasses that are coming out from Snap. So we shall see.
Okay, let's see here. Yeah, you never can tell. All right, looks like I'm missing some posts over there. I was trying to respond to a couple of posts, but so what's your take, Stephen? Are we going to make another channel for, is this going to be a regular thing that we're going to bounce from Smile Time to Fire Talk to Blue Jeans, or are we just kind of testing the waters to see where we fit best and then maybe decide we'll put a permanent channel somewhere and kind of go that route?
Yeah, I think if we test the waters for a couple of weeks and we test the production on here and on Smile Time, that's best. I think we've now gone to Facebook Live, so there's no going back from that. And when Smile Time include the Facebook Live feed in there, then that will be a game changer, because as you've explained earlier, we won't have to leave the platform. And I think once that's done and it's proven that it works, then that puts Smile Time in the lead, and then, who knows? I mean, we're in a time where there are three main platforms. That's the one we're on, Blue Jeans and Smile Time and Fire Talk, all vying for the same market.
Absolutely. Now, do you ever see, have you heard any word as to, let's put it this way, how do you feel Facebook's going to approach this concept with these broadcasting platforms coming out? Do you think Facebook's going to come up with its own internal, or what we might call, no, I can't even think of the term. I'm terrible with words today. Something that's going to be native to Facebook, where they'll be able to have an interface like this that we're in right now, a back-end interface to Facebook Live that's built into the platform?
Well, that would remove the need for WebRTC, wouldn't it? Which is the bane of our lives, because when it works, it's beautiful. When it doesn't, we've got to go troubleshooting without we haven't got the toolkit.
True.
If they do manage to get, just like we've got today, if they get 2 up on the screen, then that will be good, because you're going direct into Facebook Live. They're doing all the processing for you. There's no messing about, but they've got to get it right. When they came out with the picture-in-picture about a couple of months ago, which we only saw the once, then everybody who's been
I've
involved
seen.
for
I've
the
only
last
seen one broadcast with it. It's the only one.
That's
I've ever
right. Same here. I mean, when we did 15, and when we saw that, and we've been doing broadcasting for 15 months, and we just, well, it was unfortunate, because it was something from back in the day before we knew what was possible, and we've learned what's possible. And 2 up on the screen, 4 up on the screen. It's got to be that in order for it to be acceptable to everybody. And whilst that's not the situation, then people coming in through the API, as all the 3 we're talking about are, it's their game. The other thing that was interesting, which you highlighted as well, is that when Blue Jeans did do a show, they would, and Bob mentioned it as well, they were joined by Facebook.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So there is a little bit of back talk there, or I should say back story to the fact that when Daniel showed up in that broadcast that day, he is their product marketing representative, you might say, over at Facebook. And Barbara would know better than me what exactly his position over at Facebook is. But the fact of the matter is they are standing behind Blue Jeans in this, and they are also standing behind Alex Krugloff over at Smile Time. So we got that word from him and the internals and the discussion we had with him live during our broadcast that, it's not like Facebook is rubbing one person's back for the sake of them rubbing theirs. I think Facebook really wants some players involved in broadcasting through their platform so that whichever avenue people want to take to get to Facebook, it'll be available for them. So I think they're doing the right thing, because I do believe Alex has one approach, Blue Jeans has another. Their market to their client is obviously a different market. This is more that we're on now with Blue Jeans is more of a business enterprise type client that's going to want to get their people in large groups. Alex is targeting more of the broadcast / showtime, the people who are doing live shows, comedy shows, musical shows, entertainment type stuff. And that's really where his focus is located. So that's why he's out helping some of us as broadcasters currently to make sure that we understand where his market is and what help he's giving to his broadcasters to help them succeed. Much different story over here at Blue Jeans. They're not trying to entertain. They're trying to build business models. They're trying to build communities, which I'm sure Alex is all about also. He wants communities, and he's seeing that take place. I just think with the ability over at Smile Time to build out separate channels, I have 3 channels in Smile Time, all under one account, which is really convenient. I don't have to create more accounts to create more channels. I could actually build out as many channels as I want for whatever purpose I need them. And recently, we just discovered also in that conversation that Smile Time is offering private channels to those people who request them. I got mine. I went out and I requested a what I call a VIP channel for myself. That is going to be only for those people that I designate a VIP link to. No one will find it on my web pages. They won't find it in my Facebook. They won't find it on my Smile Time, and it will never show up on the main feed of Smile Time. It will only be a location that I give to people to get a back office or backstage experience of Smile Time, so that we can communicate in private without any interference from outside influence. So I think it's an awesome thing, and it works out really well.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, it's the support and reaching out, isn't it? And taking our views into account. Which,
Alex is great at
that. Yeah, indeed.
I got to ask
you.
What do you think of this? I'm just going to call it what I thought it was, a debate debacle that we saw on American television yesterday. Did you happen to witness the debate between Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump?
Right. It took place at 2 a.m. here, so that's a bit off limits, really. So I've been onto the BBC site this morning, and I've replayed 4 or 5 snippets from it, and the impression wasn't good. it didn't show anybody in their best light, and they were badgering each other. One was as bad as the other, but in terms of right, okay, I'm going to give you my take, my personal take. In terms of having the experience of being able to carry on a conversation and to know the facts rather than throwing out one-liners, I think Hillary came out better of the two. What's your take? Because you're on the inside in Michigan, and this is your future president, one of the two.
I wish we had a chance to take that back, what you just said, because honestly, I posted my post today, which I do my best to try and stay out of most political postings. I used to play into it years ago, but as of recent, I try to stay away from it. My post looked something like this today on Facebook, Stephen, to be honest with you. This was how it came across. This is what it looked like. And I'll just be honest and open with everyone here. I'm going to read it real quick because this is my feeling, and I'm sure a lot of people felt this way. This is not a political view against or for either of the contenders here or candidates in this position. I basically stated, if anyone that saw the debacle, they're attempting to call a presidential debate that took place last night and thinks there's a clear winner of any kind, you're sadly mistaken. It should be an embarrassment to think that the world watched as two half-grown children stood on stage, spat in each other's faces, pretty much called each other names, and blamed one another for what's to come of this country. No one had any answers. There was hardly a time when they could stay on topic or answer the questions or shut their mouths when it wasn't their time to talk. And these people are the ones we want running this country. Let's stop clowning around. I'm sorry to inform, but neither of these idiots understands the position of POTUS, or President of the United States, Commander-in-Chief, or leader. They both made a mockery of this country and what it stands for. I, for one, as an American, am ashamed. I will not watch another one of these ridiculous endeavors they're pawning off as debates. And honestly, Lester Holt should have been also ashamed for letting it happen the way it did. As a moderator for a debate platform, he should have had much more control on the time limits and back and forth ridiculousness that was taking place during the entire turn of events. And as a side note, as long as this country continues to segregate African Americans and Muslim Americans and Latin Americans from Americans, we will never have racial peace in this country. Until people begin to understand their place in this country is as an equal opportunity citizen and takes the steps necessary to achieve their own success, this country will continue to be the melting pot of mayhem it has become over the last 60 years. We'll just end it with the ingredients of a wonderful meal don't work against each other to bring flavor to the dish. They must work together in harmony to bring satisfaction to the palate. After last night's nausea, I just want to, you know what. So those were my words and my concerns. I just felt really sad, honestly, watching two supposed grown adults treat each other the way they did in what should have been a casual, respectable forum. And that was not the case whatsoever last night. It was disgusting.
Yeah, I mean, we've got a key sort of way of conducting ourselves on social media, and that's mutual respect. And that works most of the time for most of us. And I think that's missing here because you've got a straight out fight. And I respect your views. I mean, I'm sure that you are not alone. And a lot of people watching would have held those, do hold those views too. But both in the UK and the US, we're tied into a system. And the system is that this is the way you elect a president, and this is the way you elect a government. And sometimes it doesn't work. And from this side of the pond, we're getting the situation at the moment that we can see that it's a difficult time. And I think, we can't influence it from this side of the pond. And I'm not going to express a preference.
Well, I appreciate your
wisely.
I'm sure we've got a lot of people in the world that are like, oh, poor Americans. I really feel sorry for them right now. And
it's no question. I think we could agree on something else, that the president and our prime minister are in fact figureheads, and the whole country system is run by civil servants. And whilst the people at the top can set the direction, whether it actually works or not is down to the people in the government machine. and they don't change as often as So that's where the stability comes from. If either of these two got in and had their own way totally, then there will be havoc. And we've got the same in the UK. We've got a parliament where at the moment we've got two parties, and there's no way that one party can sort of run riot over the whole country. There's always this break to say, hang on, we've had that since for many years. So we see what's going on, and we feel your pain, genuine pain, that this should be happening. But I can point to a couple of occasions in the recent weeks in this country, which, whilst they wouldn't rival, they're certainly up there in terms of scenarios.
Totally agree. And
Yeah.
I just wanted to point out, too, that looking at the feed over here, Barbara did make a mention about, at least at the moment, that we're having issues here with the audio visual experience. So I know this is a little outside of the topic that we're discussing, but I do like to address comments as I see them. We do try to be impartial on all these platforms, Barbara, whenever possible, and I apologize if you felt that we weren't being impartial by not mentioning the fact that, at least at the moment, Blue Jeans audio video experience with third-party apps is a concern. I was not being degradatory toward the platform in any way. I've only used it once, honestly, as a moderator, like I'm doing now here with Stephen. So I will be testing the platform over the next couple of weeks, because I have access now to my free trial, you might call it. And
Yeah.
there hasn't been any word yet either on pricing over here at Blue Jeans, correct, Stephen?
Correct. There's no word on pricing. We know the pricing of other products. SmileTime is free. FireTalk is free. So if we get it free with two hosts, two on screen, that would be good. That would be a win. And in fact, we'd both vote for that, wouldn't we? To have this platform allowing two people to be on screen at the same time, or even better, 4 people to be on screen at the same time. That would make everybody in the broadcasting world, in our broadcasting world, very happy, because the platform here, technically, is the match, if not the beating of other platforms. Now, each platform is different. I mean, SmileTime is for shows. Chat is on FireTalk or Rabbit. We've not mentioned Rabbit in a while, because we know that a lot of people who are on Blab have moved over to Rabbit, and the 20 odd people more and more in a conversation over there. So there are lots of possibilities, indeed. Right, are there any more comments? I'd just like to welcome Brad and Kim, and thank you for joining us. Right, shall we open up a bit?
It must be over on your page. Yeah, I mean, if you want to open it up for other folks, I was just going over, there was another thing that I noticed.
Yeah,
about
sure. Right, okay.
Google last week was their phone should be coming out any day now. I don't know if you've caught that information or not. Let me just head over to my alerts recently. If I can remember the name of the new Android phone. I, for some reason, lost management. Let me get over here. I think it's right here.
Okay, no worries.
I had it. Maybe I lost it already. Oh, no, that was the other announcement. Google's Allo app just recently opened its doors also, which is a texting app that's incorporated into the Android system now. Well, not necessarily built into the system, but there is some privacy flaws that have come about. So if you wanted to check out this particular article, I can't leave a link here. Obviously, that is part of my issue here with Blue Jeans as a platform, is that it's very difficult to share with your audience any links unless they're here in the broadcast with you. It's nice that we can broadcast out to Facebook Live, but for the most part, we can't bring them in unless we give them a link. With SmileTime, while we're out on Facebook, the link is broadcast during the share, and they can simply come and join us on the platform if they'd like to. So I'm going to screen share for just a second, Stephen, so that I can show people article that was put out recently on PC Magazine. So if you want to head over to PCMag.com, in their news section, you should be able to find the Google Allo's privacy flaws, or Google this. It's not necessarily a deal breaker, but they just announced this platform went live on the 24th. There are a lot of features that are being included in Google Allo There's going to be live chatting in the app. There's going to be purchasing available in the app. It's going to work something like Facebook Messenger for the most part. But there's also the association with Google Photos. So there's a lot to be said about what Google's up to over here, along with the fact they're actually building a phone right now that's in competition with the iPhone. That should be announced by the middle of fourth quarter here, from what I'm hearing, or at least I had the name in my emails and I must have deleted the email, so I apologize for that. Normally I'm on the ball with that particular topic because I get news from Google all the time. But with regards to LO, I have not tried it. If you remember back about a month ago, we brought up the concept of Google Duo, which was their communications app, their live video feed communications app. I had it on my phone for about a week and I took it off. I was really kind of disgusted with its performance. It didn't work really well. It didn't connect with the internet as well as I thought it would. And it is just what it's meant to be. It's a separate third-party conversation app. And if you're not tied really tight in with Google's applications and you don't want that extra app to make a phone call or a video call, I don't see a purpose for it. I would rather be in IM on Facebook and tap a button and make a phone call or a video call through that app than ever go and open a completely another app and expect my friends to have the same app to be able to converse with them, or expect my iPhone users to download the Apple version of Google Duo to be able to communicate with me in real time. It just didn't make sense in the end. So it was really a disappointment for me.
I'll be back here in a second. I'm just posting a link.
Oh, no problem. Yep, you're going to put the link out there. So if anyone is out there in the Facebook feeds that wants to come in and join Stephen and I on the show, give your opinion, voice your concerns, or leave a comment or ask a question, feel free to follow that link and we'll bring you right in. And guess what?
I'll post it. Okay. Yep.
We're getting a dog.
Oh, is that a corporate decision?
It is really. And what we've decided, what it came down to is we let our last dog, we had to put a dog down recently about a year and a half ago. It was starting to have serious anxiety issues. We rescued it, and then in the end, it was a sad truth that the dog was not going to be able to work well with the family and actually caused harm to other individuals, and we had to make a decision as a family to let the dog go. We also let what we called his brother, he was his companion here at the house that we also rescued, to our aunt who lost her dog of 14 years and was really lonely, really sad, was looking for a new dog. And we said, you know what, we would love you to have Maddie. We think he would make a great companion for you. And he has. They've gotten along fantastically, wonderfully. They've joined in. Then we went without an animal for about a year. And my wife, honestly, was in dire need of what we're going to call our service dog. We're going to have a train. Hello, John. Nice to see you out there. So we're looking at getting a new dog tomorrow. We're going to go see him after his cut today. He's going to be neutered tomorrow, and then we're going to pick him up on Thursday. But we're going to put him into service as a service dog for my wife. So we're really excited about this new venture in our lives. Well, as soon as we get the animal or get some more pictures, we're going to post them online for people to see. So welcome, John.
Welcome, John.
Hello.
Good day. You made a comment about the sound.
It's settled now.
Oh,
but
right, okay.
At first, Leland's speech and mouth didn't match, shall we say. We had a syncing problem.
Yep.
Now, Leland, when you lean forward and to your right, you disappear into your background.
I do, don't I?
Yep, you go. The magic of live.
Broadcaster, you might say. I am the headless broadcaster. Yes,
Mystery man.
Because I filter my windows, if you were to see what was really behind me over here, you'd understand.
I know, you're green screening. Yeah.
Yes, it's smaller.
But you will be amazed how many times we only saw half a Leland during the presentation.
Was I turning? Which side? This way? Oh, that side.
No, it's when you go to your right.
This way. Wow. I'm surprised myself. I must not have been paying attention to the little. That's one of the things with this platform is my video was just this little tiny cube up in the corner. I can't get it closed off, so I apologize for everyone else.
I screen snapped it and I posted it on. I tried to post it on your own your own.
I'll have to scoot my chair over a little more next time. So
Indeed, or pan the camera. Yeah. What's the experience like watching?
Now you've got a microphone growing out your ear, but never mind. I think the experience is good. I'm not. It just appears overall more complicated, simply because I've got a timer, a recording on, a broadcast, attendees, and buttons I've never seen before.
Yeah, there's a lot
more professional, but I think it's possibly daunting. I mean, certainly if you went from Blab to this, you'd go, ah! Yeah.
I think so. I think we're moving upscale, and this is sort of the top end, because these guys are coming down from enterprise, aren't they, Leland, into our area, and they've got the quality. Yeah, sorry.
Well, I just wanted to. I think in a real sense, yes, you're looking at business people, because the people who work together with Blue Jeans is called Intercall. And Intercall has been doing enterprise level video conferencing for nearly more than a decade now. So this is not new to them in any way, shape, or form. They've been making certain that high-end people in large corporations are able to communicate in real time with live video and audio for many years. So they understand the importance of quality, consistency, reliability, all that type of stuff. Them venturing into the platform of Facebook Live through a social network into the public domain, let's say, is obviously much more for them to take on than maybe they were ready to bite off. And we'll see how they will work with this platform, but we'll see. Give it some time. It's new. It's fresh.
See, I mean, you're green screening. You've got lower thirds. You know, all the professional stuff's there, Leland.
Yeah.
Whereas we've just got pink walls behind us.
Indeed. Well, pink. It's the in colour, John. Just let me light it up for you. There you go. It's quite a different colour than that.
It's battered now.
All right. Okay,
All right.
But I think
you guys are going to make me do this, aren't you? All right, I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to let y'all in on where I'm at. Let's just get this over with.
Yeah, I know you're green screening.
We'll do it so everybody can.
You can see why you disappear now. Look, and now you've got the other piece away. Yeah.
There we go. Yep. I'm going to just get rid of all this so y'all can see where I'm at. So that there I wiped myself clean of everything. There we go. How's that? Now I'm back to it. And I'll even take my lower third off so I don't look like I'm the only guy here doing anything. There we go. I feel better.
Yeah. On the whole, I'd say that this is a very impressive setup, despite all the bells and whistles, John, because when you screen share, it actually shows the video as well, the audio. And it goes full screen. I mean, it's actually like that in the recording. Now, if you go back to Fire Talk, it's not, is it? You know.
Talking of Fire Talk, the ads don't have any effect on the sound. Having experienced them, as you're aware, they do not have any effect on the sound. If you have the left-hand column open, you know how you can press the button in the corner and the left-hand column comes up. They only cover the left-hand column.
Okay.
They're served by Yahoo ad choices.
Right. But what's your thoughts on adverts, John?
I found them annoying at first because I wasn't expecting them. But then when I look back and I think, how the hell are they funding this? I don't really have that great a problem with them.
Yeah. But I'm going to be totally honest here. We're not getting the viewer numbers. I mean, the likelihood of anybody viewing our live shows and clicking the advert is
I think
zero.
they're also, but is it not just trying technology?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you know, is it not saying, well, okay, do we piss off a few hundred at the moment, or do we try new technology when we're further down the line and piss off 10,000? Yeah,
that's what thought was coming to my head as soon as you said that. That why piss off 100 when you can piss off thousands?
Oh yeah.
But I mean it the other way around. You know, we do know it's early tech on. You know, for instance, our own shows. We don't get thousands live, do we? Although last week was probably our highest live viewing on Fire Talk.
It's coming together. Because if you broadcast at regular time, like you and I do, and myself and Leland do, then people know you're going to be on, and they do turn up.
45
but
weeks this Thursday.
Indeed.
Plug it.
Indeed.
What happened?
Right. It's on at 5 a.m. Eastern on Thursday. So we're plugging it to the UK, 10 a.m. BST, John and I, week 45, with our friends Stephen and Peter. And we're looking forward to it. Now, I have promised that I'll interview Peter separately, so I'm just trying to fix up a date with him for that. Just while we're doing adverts, another show which will be on next Monday at 7 p.m. Is with Baiju Solanki, who John and I have known for about...
You've gone out to sing. Your sound and your
move.
mouth are not matching.
I'm a ventriloquist, really. Can you hear me now?
I can hear you, but lips and sound aren't together. They're only fractionally out, but they are out.
I was in full flow then. What did I say? Right, next Monday. Thank you, John. Next Monday at 7 o'clock BST, 2 p.m. BST. I'll be chatting to Baiju Solanki, who's written a new book, and in order to get it published, he needs 1,000 votes. Now, if I tell you he's currently got 5, purpose of the show is to increase that 5 upwards a bit, and then go on the replays. But the other thing is to actually show him this platform so that he can go out to Facebook Live and promote it. And that'll be another person.
Gotcha.
You're talking about 5. My daughter's been posting on Facebook asking people to vote for her for £25,000 to get married. Yeah, you can have a £25,000 prize. And I said, I voted for you because I want to save the money, and because Dad has to pay, doesn't he? Or something like that, anyway. And I said, how many have you got? She said, we're up to 27 now. And I said, and how is many's the person on the leaderboard got? 11,500.
Wow.
They've obviously been doing something, out there to get it in social media to get that many votes.
Absolutely. Wow, that's awesome.
That's impressive.
Yeah.
I don't have much more to cover today, so I'm glad to see John, you were able to come in, and if anyone else would like to join us, the seats are open.
I'm going to leave you now, and
you don't have to leave. You can stay.
You don't. 5 minutes. We'll all go at the same time. The other thing that we like about this, John, I don't know whether you were here right at the beginning, is that both Leland and I are moderators, which means that either of us can...
Leland could kick the show off.
I could.
Exactly.
I could kick you off even if I wanted to.
Yeah, well, that's the other side to Fire Talk. You can have producers, but they get bugger all rights. Yeah.
That's right.
They are looking also to have creator help, or what was the term they were using over at Smile Time, Stephen? The content creator is also another channel that will be available at Smile Time very soon. They had it for a little while and they shut it down. So that's something we're also looking forward to very soon over at Smile Time, is the ability for people to moderate for the show host rather than the show host having to do it all themselves. So that is...
I haven't really done much on Smile Time at all. I've watched a couple of you two on there, but I've not gone on Smile Time myself. And this is my first real experience of Blue Jeans.
Mm-hmm. And I do hope that Blue Jeans comes up with... let me start over. The big thing I think people really need to grasp when it comes to broadcasting to Facebook Live is the reach and the ability that not only when we're live that we can reach people that we have on our pages and on our profiles and in our groups, is the fact that the replays are so important. And not only the replays, but for a few bucks, if you're into business, you can simply tag this video in an ad and boost its reach tremendously. And you saw that in the video that we did with Alex Krugoff on Smile. They simply made a real quick ad. I don't know how much they spent on it, but the more you spend, the larger reach you get. With a Facebook video, you could reach millions of people around the globe with your message if you just dropped a few extra dollars on that show or on that broadcast to get out to the people that you need to see it. So huge possibilities there when it comes to doing Facebook Live video. We cannot deny that one way or another.
Right. You mentioned about the other type of broadcast that we used to have on that word, blabby word, which was the
Yeah.
chats. And I don't mean a chat show
Yeah.
like here on there. I mean when people logged in and stayed in for ages.
Yeah.
And
yeah,
as you
yeah.
know, I'm quite often found in friends just chatting. Well, we've given up with Rabbit. It's got more holes than a gorgonzola cheese. Um,
Oh,
uh,
where have you
but
where are
we've
you going?
settled on appearing.
I love
Ah,
Appearing.
right, okay.
I've been using it in private for years, and I really hope the Appearing Pro, the Pro version, should actually be coming out before the end of the year. I've been notified by Appearing in emails anyway, and they are representing it on the website, but they haven't gone live yet with this Pro version that's going to be a paid version of Appearing. So I love the video and the audio quality over at Appearing. I use it to seat a couple or a few people at a time. I reach out to Nazim over in Milan all the time on Appearing, and all of my clients, customers, friends, we get together on Appearing. Or there's one other one very similar, which is called room.co. If you haven't tried, it's for 4 people, but it's free. You simply get out there. It's WebRTC, works the same way. And honestly, I use room.co as a means to import people in interviews that cannot get to the platform I'm working on. I simply use a screen share into Room and bring that video. And Stephen and I did that in a broadcast of Across the Pond early on.
Yep.
It's Stephen in a window up on the top corner. That was through another WebRTC platform. We simply brought it in as a desktop share. So there is that ability also. It works really well.
Rumor on Appearing is that the Pro version will take you from 8 at a time to 32 at a time.
Wow.
So that will be very
good.
interesting.
Thumbs up from me too. Thumbs up from me too. Because private chat's important, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, is it? If you saw some of the stupid things we talk about on Friends Just Chatting, it's definitely not important.
Yeah. What's said in the room stays in the room. Yeah.
Yep, absolutely.
Oh,
Yeah,
right.
that's
Okay.
exact opposite of our broadcast today, which has been to the Facebook world. Right. Okay. Well, that's another Across the Pond, and we're racking them up too, John. Across the Pond is going up in numbers, but we're about 40 behind, 30 odd behind Loving for Britain. So, do you want to wrap, Leland, and then we'll.
This is Leland from this side of the pond, wishing you all a wonderful day and a week ahead. And if you want to get a hold of me out here, you'll find me at Leland Best Live, pretty much on Facebook and Smile Time and Fire Talk. I will be out broadcasting to test out the platform here at Blue Jeans in the nearest future. So look for my broadcast out on Facebook Live at Leland Best Live. And Stephen, thanks for having me.
No, we're partners in this. This is a totally joint responsibility for everything that happens here. John, thank you for being a guest today. Would you like to say goodbye and waving goodbye? So
It was a pleasure to be a guest. I love being on here. And don't forget, Blabbing for Britain, episode, oh my God, 45.
45.
Thursday
Yeah.
at 10 a.m. UK time. Bye.
Bye, John.
Bye, everybody. See you next week. Okay. Okay. So broadcast is now paused.